I'm now back with another phone review. This time, I have a phone that I actually like using. Now, when I heard about this phone, I was, how should I say, best way I can put it. I was a little skeptical about this phone. For a price what it was, the supposed features that it would have, and to be a T-Mobile exclusive phone, I was wondering, okay, if T-Mobile's making this phone exclusive, there's a reason why they're making it exclusive, and it maybe might attract people to wanting to get T-Mobile just for this phone. And my hunch was right. So the OnePlus 6T, which is not in this box, I've already used it for over 2 weeks. This phone, hands down, I could swear by the reason why. I have a feeling and the reason why there's such a big devoted community to this phone. I've been on their forums, very active. The community's very active. They have active giveaways, phone discounts, promotions. There's people that still rock the OnePlus 6, and people swear by that phone. I have a friend that swears by his phone. He barely puts any cases on it. He drops it, the screen hits the ground, barely has any protection on it. Doesn't have insurance on that phone, and because, well, I mean, it's a phone directly from the manufacturer, and he all around uses it all the time. He says it's reliable, it's good to him. So the OnePlus 6T now takes its place. Now the OnePlus 6T came out maybe like a month or two ago. I can't remember exactly on the dates of last year. And the OnePlus 6T is, well, this is probably a late review, but I don't care. I want to be able to use the phone, get my personal thoughts and opinions on it, and tell you if this phone's worth it. I'm not every other YouTuber that unboxes it, screams at it, says this is the best phone I've ever seen in my life, and not give an actual in-depth review. This is why I made a series called the Honest Review, because the JBL Link 20, when I did the Honest Review on it, got quite a bit of views, a lot of good feedback, and people really like my honesty. Now you're gonna get my honesty again on the OnePlus 6T. The box is upside down because I'm a moron. But the OnePlus 6T, I love this phone very much because I'm an Android fanatic. I do have an iPhone now, but the reason why I have the iPhone is the social aspect. But the OnePlus 6T to me still hits hard in home because it feels like it's a phone that is not covered in bloatware like Samsung, like LG. The OnePlus 6T out of box feels very, how should I say, naked, straightforward, not filled with a lot of things, and it just feels very minimalistic, which is the one thing I love doing the most. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about specifications of the phone. The OnePlus 6T is 4G LTE compatible. Sadly, it will not have 5G. The OnePlus 7 will have 5G enabled later on. I just searched it up today. I'm kind of a little bit bummed out that it's not going to be 5G compatible, especially being it released, the end of the year, start next year. A lot of cellular companies like T-Mobile will be rolling out 5G, and probably the factory unlocked version of the OnePlus 6T will be able to be used on other carriers as well. Another thing I want to talk about as well is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, 84, I don't know, but that's a new processor. Very quick, very fast. I can load up multiple applications, multiple tabs open. I can watch YouTube videos. I can stream music. I can go ahead and play stupid pigeon games on my phone. I've been getting addicted to that. And the phone responds very quick, very snappy. I can browse Reddit on that phone like a beast. I can load videos on it really quick. YouTube videos load really quick. And I get better service coverage with that phone because the antennas in that phone are really strong. I like it. That's one thing I like the most. Next, we're talking about that 3700 milliamp hour battery. That phone's very killer. The one on the iPhone 8 Plus is utter trash. The iPhone dies quick. This phone can last for 2 days for me, or 1 day. If I use it heavily and I forget to charge it, I can charge it very quick in my car because of the fast charge capability that USB-C has to offer for this phone. The next thing I want to talk about is 8 gigs of RAM. Yes, 8 gigs of RAM this thing has. 8 gigs of RAM was like base model mini laptops back in like 2014. 8 gigs of RAM was not really heard of in phones at this current time, but 8 gigs of RAM is top and killer, and not a lot of phones as of current even have 8 gigs of RAM. I don't even know if some of the flagship iPhones even have 8 gigs of RAM, but for 8 gigs of RAM, you can have so many tabs open. You can leave Chrome open all you want. You can go ahead and have YouTube running, and then you can go and have your, close out Pandora, leave all this stuff open, multitask, do all this stuff with that phone. That's really killer. And next thing I want to talk about is Oxygen OS on Android Pie. It released with the latest OS on Android for this phone, and being honest with you, it's very seamless, very fluid, and it just feels that the phone is snap quick, it's responsive. I've only had maybe one crash on the phone, and it was because I dropped it. So that's on my end. One thing I do not like about the phone is no wireless charging. I don't know why OnePlus 6T decided not to go for wireless charging. From speculations that I heard, that they said that they don't believe wireless charging is at the stage of life where they think it's gonna be, how should I put? I think they put wireless charging. They didn't put wireless charging on phones because they don't believe wireless charging is there yet for them to see it as valuable on their phones, and also the loss of the headphone jack. Note 9, S9, and then LG 7TQ all have headphone jack, but this phone does have headphone jack. I believe they decided not to go with headphone jack is because of the speakers and the battery, and probably just to fit in more things into the phone and keep a slim line. But if we go ahead and look at the phone here, the one thing I'm going to tell you here is the dual cameras on the back are very nice. The camera is really good on this phone. I still say the iPhone does win in a way. iPhone just kind of is top of the game regarding camera quality. Does have a good flash. The display on this phone is really nice. The display is very big. For you to get a phone like this, have a very big display, it looks a little bit bigger than the Note 9. Now the inches in display, I believe, let's go ahead and take a gander here. It's 2.94 inches by 6.20 inches on the phone. It's a 6.41 AMOLED display. Very good as well. It's just 16 megapixel and 20 megapixel dual cameras. Oxygen OS, which is another thing I want to talk about as well. And so one thing I will say as well, does not have SD card slot. Don't know why this does not have SD card slot. I'm kind of pissed that it doesn't have SD card slot. I know 120 gigs of storage is a lot, but when I'm switching between Androids, it makes it so easy just to swap the SIM over. But for a reason, this one does not have SD card slot, only has SIM, and a little bit of a bummer. And to be honest with you, with this phone, it's quick, it's fast, but the one killer feature that's been stomping a lot of phones on the market right now is the built-in fingerprint scanner in the screen. Does iPhone have that? No. Does LG have that? No. Does Samsung have that? Absolutely not. But you hold it down here, unlocks the phone by your finger. I said that wrong. Unlocks the phone by your finger on the screen. Now, the one thing that does smoke the fingerprint scanner on this phone is facial recognition. Just like that, already unlocked the phone. We'll close it again, unlock it, turn it. There, just like that, the phone's unlocked, set, really go. And if you notice, the screen is pretty bright on this phone. I actually have to turn it down so you guys can see it on your end, but that's how the screen looks. Very nice, very colorful. It's ironic it has the LG G7TQ background if you saw my last video, because when you back up a phone off of Android, it transfers over your wallpaper. But overall, this phone's fast, does not deplete quickly at all. I've used it quite heavily today. I use it to, monitor my car when I'm driving. I have this sitting in my car. I'll do a review. I did a review on the Bluetooth OBD scanner before, but I'll do another one again with more in-depth. I purchased the app, but this is what I use in my car all the time to monitor my gauges, temperatures of my Ford Focus SVT. You can check on reviews on that and video I've done on that car. But overall, this phone's snappy, quick, allows me to access everything. I can leave Bluetooth, GPS, everything on, and the phone will not deplete slowly like the iPhone 8 Plus, where if I just leave Wi-Fi on, the battery will be dead within probably the next couple hours. I really have a gripe towards that phone, but I had no choice. That's how all my family uses iPhone, so I had to be the one that had to get one. But you can't take the Android out of me because I still have the OnePlus 6T. Really good, really solid. I do recommend not using this case. This case feels very thin, and replace the screen protector with a glass one, because the protection of this phone is a little bit sketchy to me. And I'd rather you to get a rugged case and a glass screen protector to absorb those impacts. Even though it says it has a Gorilla Glass display, I still don't trust that. But overall, this phone, hands down to me, is something I will be keeping in my tools of arsenal regarding IT work, business work, business calls, better service coverage. I get better service coverage than an iPhone 8 Plus with the OnePlus 6T, and faster data speeds, and being able to use it all around my house. It just is an overall solid, robust phone, and I just don't have any complaints with it besides the few I explained with earlier. So if you're looking for a phone as your first Android, or you're leaving from my phone, or you want to upgrade to the next thing, this phone is definitely killer. A lot of people love this phone. And so, hey, I'm one of them now. I'm not part of that community. Catch me on the forums as well. So that's all, you guys. This is Greg from Legacy Media, and I'll see you on the next review.